Hey everyone, and welcome to FinTech. I was originally planning on releasing a different video today until I saw that SolarWinds had been hacked in one of the most potentially impactful breaches of the last decade. SolarWinds makes network monitoring software that is used by industries across the world, with this breach seemingly orchestrated by Russia to target the US Department of the Treasury, the NIH, and the US Department of Homeland Security, along with other government agencies. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the impacts of this breach, what this means for cybersecurity companies like FireEye and Crowdstrike, as well as what stock trades I am going to be making based on the news of this breach. So hit the like button and subscribe if you find anything useful, and let's dive right in. So first, let's do some background on SolarWinds, the company whose software was affected. This is a company that produces IT management and remote monitoring software that is used by enterprises to monitor their applications as well as their infrastructure. This company's software was potentially breached way back in 2019 by a hacker collective named Cozy Bear, which has sometimes been associated with the Russian government. This is the same group that hacked the Democratic National Convention back in 2016. It appears that this group ran a dry run of this current attack back in 2019, where they installed malicious files using SolarWinds software updates. Well, this dry run appears to have been a success because they copied almost the same approach in this current breach in 2020, only this time they left themselves a backdoor through which they could access the computer systems. This Trojan horse-like backdoor into these systems potentially affected as many as 18,000 customers, including Microsoft and the federal government, who was most likely the target of this attack. The scale of this attack is absolutely massive, and it will probably take years to really understand the full impact that this is going to have on the world. The attack was first discovered by a cybersecurity company called FireEye, who noticed that their own software had been used to breach several government agencies. Now, based on the news that FireEye's software was potentially compromised, their stock price dropped immediately following the release of that news, but it has come roaring back since then. While on the surface, it may seem like a bad thing that even a cybersecurity company was hacked, it is commonly accepted that when a nation state is trying to break into your system, even a cybersecurity company doesn't stand that much of a chance. That being said, what really made FireEye stand out is that of all the companies that were breached, they were the first to discover it, publicize it, and remediate it. The market seems to be understanding the fact that the FireEye breach is not because of a flaw in their own software, and instead it's a huge opportunity for both the company in terms of publicity as well as in terms of the new business that they're going to gain, helping other companies figure out the extent of their own breaches. This news caused FireEye's stock to soar over 33% last Friday, their second best single day gain ever. Additionally, this breach actually occurred at a good time. That's kind of a weird thing to say, that a security breach could happen at a good time, but at this stage, a lot of companies are still finalizing their budgets for next year, which means there's still room for them to add additional security funding for 2021. So should you buy FireEye's stock? Well, I do think there is definitely going to be an increased need for security companies in 2021, but FireEye's stock is already up 30% just based on the news of this breach, and I don't think that they're even the company that's best positioned to take advantage of this opportunity. That would be Crowdstrike. Crowdstrike, for those of you who don't know, is a company which I've held in my portfolio for several months now, based on their extremely strong product lineup, their cloud-native applications, as well as their rock-solid growth rate over several quarters now. The main reason I see Crowdstrike benefiting the most from this breach is because of their dominance in the cloud. While FireEye does support cloud security, their platform was originally built for on-premise solutions, meaning servers that are run by the companies by themselves. While you can port an on-premise solution over to the cloud, you're never going to get quite the same level of performance or efficiency that you will from a cloud-native application. I think that the cloud is going to be increasingly important because we've seen a huge number of companies moving a large part of their operations over to the cloud in the last year, with the number of people working from home. This has set up Crowdstrike to be a huge player in the security market before this breach ever even happened. Interestingly, SolarWinds actually decided to deploy Crowdstrike's Falcon endpoint protection platform in response to the breach, giving Crowdstrike some really good publicity during this high-profile event. So let's lay everything out. Crowdstrike has cloud-native tools that can outperform any on-premise solution that is ported over to the cloud by legacy security companies. Crowdstrike's Falcon endpoint protection was deployed by the very company that was first breached in this attack, SolarWinds. In addition to that, Crowdstrike was already growing at a massive pace, with their revenue up 86% in their Q3 results reported just 2 weeks ago. So now we have a company that is already growing extremely quickly, who has a best-in-class product, which is now experiencing a single event that will propel its growth even further. This is starting to sound a lot like Zoom back in March, and we all know how that turned out. Now, while FireEye is also very likely to grow based on this breach, the stock is already up 30%, and I think that a lot of the upside for this company is already baked into the price. With CrowdStrike, on the other hand, aside from the stock appreciation from their blowout Q3 results just 2 weeks ago, CrowdStrike stock is only up around 10 to 15% based on the news of this breach. I think that that increase underestimates the effect that this is going to have on CrowdStrike's future. So because of that, I personally am going to be investing my money in CrowdStrike rather than FireEye. But let me know what you're going to be doing. Are you going to be investing in FireEye or CrowdStrike based on this news? Or maybe neither. If you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for WeBull using the link in my description. You'll get 4 free stocks valued up to $3,700 when you deposit $100. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. And if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, make sure to both subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time.